what can we expect, right? After this dip, after we start moving? Well, there are a lot of levels to look forward to. Okay, this is one that shows where we are in the cycle and how previous cycles went or ended up. Okay, and you could see that according to this, we have barely entered the bull run. And this is what I refer to as the parabolic bull run. Okay, so I don't even know. I don't even know if we actually started. Traditionally speaking, I would say we start right after elections. Okay, because Bitcoin's halving event just happens to occur on every single election year. So, bottom line, you look at what's happened before and what's going to happen now. Are you going to get out of the market right now? Are you going to get feared out of the market before it goes on a 500%, 600%, 700% rise? That would be silly. That would be very, very silly. So this is predicting, well, this person is predicting that Bitcoin will hit $330,000 by the end of the cycle, a 450% rise from our current level. And he's not alone. Stock Money Lizard's also looking at our current trajectory versus previous cycles and how they hit the top of the channel. And if we do the same thing, guess where Bitcoin's going to be heading, right? Between $200,000 and $300,000. This is reality. This could actually happen next year, although it seems unlikely now. Every single cycle it seems unlikely. Every single cycle. You look at the last cycle, I remember it vividly, and I think a lot of you guys do too. When Bitcoin fell down to 3,800 back in 2020, did anyone out there believe that it could have hit $69,000, okay, just a year later? Just think about that for a second. March of 2020, you could see it in the middle there, where that big dip. March of 2020, Bitcoin hit $3,800. And at that point, I was also streaming, telling you guys to stay strong, that we will recover. We'll probably see a V-shaped recovery, and we're going to break through our previous high. And our previous high at the time was 20,000. I can't possibly, I don't know, like, it was just so fearful. I can't possibly, at that time, I couldn't possibly convince anyone to believe that that was going to happen. Like, seriously, no one I remember at that time believed it, that we will even hit 20,000 by the end of the cycle in 2021 because of how fearful it was. But not only did we break 20,000, we just kept going, right? We ended up at $69,000 from a low of $3,800. So do the math, right? It's the same thing. Beginning in 2023, when Bitcoin hit $15,000, people said, we'll never break through that 69,000. We'll never do it. Okay, just forget about it. But we did. We did. And now, there are a lot of predictions that say we're going to break six figures. And we're not only that, we're going to go to 200, 300,000. And a lot of you guys are sitting there like, you're just making shit up. That's not going to happen. There's no way Bitcoin's even going to break above 100,000. And if it does, there's no way it's going to go to 200,000, 300,000. I'm telling you, every single cycle, people get surprised by how massive the moves are. FOMO is real. When it kicks in, FOMO overtakes everything. It really does. People do irrational things. And they just go all in at top. That's usually what happens. Okay, so that is something to look forward to, guys. Something to look forward to. Now, short term. Short term, this is looking a lot like Wyckoff reaccumulation or Wyckoff accumulation. If you look at the pattern, it looks almost identical. Right? So again, this goes back to what some people have been saying. Why Germany? Why Mt. Gox? Why everything all around the same time? The US government, right? Could it just be a ploy to get you out in the market so that BlackRock can continue to load up? It could be. Wyckoff accumulation, the whole point of that is to drive out the small fish so that the big whales can accumulate more. That's why it was created. That's why it was invented. That's why there's a name. Because the guy who identified it, he used to be one of those whales. So, that there's definitely a possibility there, right? There might be some collusion to drive Bitcoin down as much as possible one last time before it breaks through its previous high, right? I mean, if you look at it, the pattern looks identical. But once we start moving, and once we move past that previous high, that's when the parabolic phase really starts. And you know when that's going to start? You may be wondering. Well, according to JP Morgan, they expect it next month. We're about halfway through this month, guys. After this weekend, we're halfway through. Time is flying by really, really quickly. So JP Morgan had been saying that the recovery is going to start in August. Maybe they know about this. Maybe they got filled in on the plans and the analysts decided to, sure, I don't know. But things are going to get better. And when they do, we will recover up really quickly. Those massive short contracts, the leverage shorts on Bitcoin and entire crypto market cap, I don't even know the official numbers, but there's billions, tens of billions now. Okay, just to get back to 73,000, I bet there's like 20 billion plus at this point. So when we do start moving, there will be massive short squeezes that will definitely drive us higher. So it's got to stay strong. You got to stay focused. If you want to comment on anything I've said in this video, make sure you head over to the Roundtable. The Roundtable is a new social media platform created for conversations. And best of all, it's spam-free, bot-free, unlike here on YouTube. And you could have conversations with me and others like Altcoin Daily, Scott Melker, Mauro Nafal, and many others are joining daily. And you also get rewarded in tokens for doing so. So check out the new Roundtable. Click the link in the description below. Look at this headline. Institutional investors add 100,000 Bitcoin, not dollars worth of Bitcoin, 100,000 Bitcoin in a single week. So like I said, even though they're selling, there's also buying. Okay, so you gotta follow what these big boys are doing. You gotta realize that they see something. They see this as a golden opportunity to load up before the next leg up, right? And there's a major prediction of when that's coming. But yeah, 100,000 Bitcoin being picked up in a single week, guys. You do the math. That's billions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, okay? The right time to be loading up means we have this artificial dip due to Germany.